Tell us about this
I will be the host.
beautiful place, eh?
So,
And look at the location. So is it like a gorge here?
we told you.
Is it a valley,
I
huh?
told you. There is a canyon down there.
Oh, there's a canyon.
Yes, there is a canyon.
Where?
So in front of us, there is one of the main important temples, not in Italy, not in Sicily, but all around the planet.
All right.
For many reasons. One of that is the type of the rock.
Mm-hmm.
The other things is because it's one of the main distance from the sea. And third, because it's still original. But the small things so there is inside this building is very, very interesting. For example, this one is empty inside. As you've seen, you can see by one side to the others.
Yeah.
Usually, other population was making a room inside there because originally this kind of building was church.
Okay.
That means they goes inside just for praying.
Mm.
This one is a little bit different for other many reasons. It's a very long story about that. This building usually was built by Roman Empire and Greek. It is different, the population. It was nothing Roman Empire and Greek here.
Right.
This population was something coming from the another area, from the Syria side.
From the
Syria.
Syria side.
The
Okay.
Syria side. The name of this population is Elimi
Elimi.
in Italians. Eliminian population,
Yeah,
said in English. In Sicily, on this period when they come in this size. We speak about 5th cycle before Jesus Christ. There was already 3 population in one island. Now there is just Italian, Sicilian, we can say. In Catania there was the Sicani. In Palermo there was the Sicily, and on the south,
Elimini.
no, on the south there was the Greek.
Okay.
The Limi is the fourth population was coming in Sicily. The first stopped in Catania for a scalp. The Sicani said, no, there is no space. We are just already 3. We cannot have another population here. They moved itself in Palermo because the Sicani said, oh, you can go to Palermo and ask them. The Sicily was more friendly than the Sicani. I said, okay, there is space on the west. Go there. There was other little population here, but was friendly population. And they stopped itself straight on the Barbaro mountain.
Okay.
This is called Barbaro mountain.
This mountain is called Barbaro.
Barbaro mountain. Where there was the city of Segesta. And they was having conversation one to each other with one main important things, with the cloud. With a white cloud, with a white fire, they was having a calm day. With a black cloud, that means there was battle, war. With who, you say? With the Greek. And the Greek was coming from Selinunte straight here. The Greek built in 3 cities, Selinunte, Siracusa and Agrigento.
Okay.
All these 3 cities had temple, who is different than this.
Yeah.
For the number of the column, for the highest of the column, for the highest of the building, but what there is inside too, and the style of the column too. I will talk you later. Now, for let you understand, the rock of this population used for build that amazing building was coming straight from the sides of Alcamo. Alcamo is the city down there, from the mountain. They harvest the rock from there.
Yeah.
They move itself by boat,
Okay.
and they built that. There was 2 sides of the river here because there is a hill down there, and they move itself all around this. It was like a little island. They stops the boat in there and pour it down every rock. What type of rock is this? It's marble.
Okay.
But it's not the typical marble, the white. As you see, it's yellow.
Yeah, it's yellow, reddish.
Okay. Think about Rome. You've been in Rome
Yellow,
already?
yeah.
Okay. Which building had the same color? Think about the
Colosseum?
Colosseum.
Yeah.
It's the same rock that the Roman Empire late used. You're right. You studied school. The Roman Empire used the same rock for build the Colosseum. But unfortunately for the Roman Empire, they rebuilt the Colosseum because with the traffic, with all the, we can say, too much tourism all around the Colosseum sometimes throws something. By here, nothing ruins the temple. First, because we are far from the sea and the salt doesn't ruin the rock. Second, here we are on the middle of the nature, on the top of the hill, like for let you go. you need to move yourself like quite a bit. It's really on the nothing. And the nature, we say, the nature preserved this kind of building. The Greek were thinking about the economy of this zone, because the economy here was something very, very interesting. All the boat ports from there, we would be rich, maybe more than before. And they were thinking, okay, we need to add these sides, like we need to rescue this part of the Sicily. Never happened, for many reasons. They were so strong. But the other thing was, every battle, every war, this population start to be less and less. At a moment when they understand we are so less than the Greek, they move itself, some boat move itself straight to the North Africa and ask help to Carthaginian, and said we need help. But they use a lie, like a lot of lie. One of that was we had the gold, we had the silver, but especially we had the gold temple. And I said, okay, move ourselves and we're gonna help you. Like what we need to do? Okay, you need to beat the Greek. Okay, move yourself straight here, because they promised something. I said, well, we need to rescue what you promised to us. They stopped in there, and the Hellenian population start to attack the Carthaginian for one main important reason. They said, why? They don't have any gold, any silver, especially they don't have the gold temple. It's marble, it's yellow, but it's not gold. They completely destroy everything. Just apart two things. Theater, which on the top on the left is this wall, and the temple.
Carthaginians, they destroyed everything.
They destroy everything. But they didn't touch something about temple and theater. For one main important reason for the temple is nothing religious. This temple doesn't have nothing about religious. There is no, it's called cellar, this kind of room. There is no statue of divinities. There is nothing inside. For let understand, it's something religious. It was a Hellenian population, not Greek. That means they was having a different culture about religion. Maybe they don't have any gods. They think about other type of religion. So we can say preserve a little bit this temple. This building is the first building anti-earthquake. There was this earthquake who completely destroyed the 85% of the province of Trapani.
Right.
For let you understand.
In 68.
68. From 25th of January to 1st of September, there was more than 200 different earthquakes. They do something interesting. They build a small basement under every column. That means was moving, but the sustain of every column. It was something very, very interesting. About the roof, the rooftop, they was using just the tree. That's why there is nothing in the top of the roof. So that's the stories about the longevity of this building, of course. But for let you understand, since 25, 30 years, we know what it is. Because for let you understand, since 1980 or 1990, or the 90s, for let you understand, there was people who was going there and get the barbecues inside. They do these kind of things because they were ignoring the stories about it. 30 years ago, they understand was something very, very important, more important than the others. Because this one was built thankfully for a river with a different rock. In Agrigento, in Selinunte, in Syracuse, it's so close to the sea. They was using the sea for building that. Syracuse, if you go in Selinunte, you are on the beach, you turn yourself, there is a temple back to yourself. In Agrigento, you pass the street, down to the street, there is the sea, on top of the hill there is a temple. That's something like usual for ourselves. Because Sicily was like one of the main important for the number of the domination was coming here. This one was built by a population who was very, very short. This population, the tallest person was 152, and they built something with high 42 meters. How? Technology and help.